Everything's still the same in there?
Huh? I don't know.
If not worse.
Okay. Well,
Anything?
There
You hear him yelling.
Okay. Because Mary's out tomorrow and Friday.
Uh-huh.
So it might just be you and me, Bill. Chopping it up.
Can we bring him in every
And
once
you'll
in a
come
while?
and
Should make him, every
Right.
time he wants to say something, he has to walk in here, say something, and then go back to the other room.
Yeah.
Well, is there a way for him to know if the phones are ringing from in here or no?
I could pick him up over here.
So he could technically sit in here with us.
What, I hear him in the background talking to people on the phone? Like, that's, no.
No, I'm saying if there's a way to know when the phones ring,
Just go screenerless.
he could go into that room because people aren't calling 20 like the entire time the show is running. He could
Right.
sit in here with us and participate, and when a show ring, okay,
No, I want him in there.
okay, that's fine then.
I want the microphone to work.
I understand.
Is what I want.
I
in
understand
there.
that's what we want.
Well, every time he's going to go in there, he's going to slam the door, and, that's your thing, not his.
Right.
But you're going to be gone.
So he knows better.
Cavaliers play tonight. They're at home for a stretch. 76ers are in town. 7 o'clock is the game at the Romo Fijo. 6:30 when we roll out is going to be your pregame coverage here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Did you read that Baker Mayfield post?
Oh, yeah. He seems... What's going on with that?
What was it?
He's basically said goodbye to Cleveland.
Yeah, he posted on
see ya.
Instagram. I mean, I think in the light of the Deshaun Watson thing, although they're getting a lot more blowback on that than I think they anticipated. But even if they don't trade for Deshaun Watson, it doesn't sound like they're going to hang out with Baker Mayfield. But, yeah, he posted something like, hey, I've had a good time here. Thanks a lot. He signed it Baker Reagan Mayfield. Do you think his parents named him after Ronald Reagan?
Absolutely.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because wasn't his dad like a big financial guy from Texas or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The past 4 years have been nothing short of truly life-changing. He's been here for 4 years?
Yeah. 2018.
I thought it was a lot shorter than that.
Drafted in 2018. Then he had a great rookie season.
Was he the number one?
Yeah, number one overall.
Number one overall was Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Yeah. I've given this franchise everything I have. Whatever happens, I want to say thank you to the
That
fans.
was everything you have? That's everything you have?
Well, I heard Stansbury saying that people here really like Baker Mayfield.
They do. They really do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I could never get
They're-
a
well,
vibe on because
they're very
sports
split, though. Like,
sports fans in general talk so much shrimp that I
Yeah.
can never tell who they actually like.
No, I think a lot of people like Baker Mayfield because he's the first quarterback that brought some stability in a lot of people's entire lifetime cheering for the Browns. They don't remember.
Well, then what do they
Bernie
think they're going to get
Kosar.
with some other dude? Like,
More stability.
oh, okay.
But then there's a lot of people think like, oh, he, hit his ceiling and he's not going to take us to that next level. So
Well, it's hard to foresee. There's
There's a lot of people that still love him and still want him here.
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory wants him here too.
There's so much crystal ball work, when you're trying to figure out what's... Is the sport really about a football, Bill, or a crystal ball to see the future of what could happen? Cleveland will always be a part of Emily and my story. Emily and my story?
Mine and Emily's story, or
Yeah,
Emily and I's story?
No, mine and Emily's story. We'll all be thankful for the impact it's had and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So he'll probably get traded. I don't think Deshaun Watson's coming here. I don't
either, but I also am not sure who wants Baker Mayfield, with all due respect.
Indianapolis Colts.
Do they?
There's going to be a team
I
that
thought
will
Janine
take him.
Garofalo was...
He hasn't gone there yet. Jimmy, by the way.
I'm sorry?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Janine Garofalo is the
Jimmy
quarterback
Garoppolo.
for the San Francisco 49ers,
What are they
is my
gonna-
understanding.
Man, I really hope he doesn't end up on our team. 'Cause
Jimmy
I
Garoppolo?
can't do that
Every week?
all the time.
Really tests your mettle as a sports fan in this town.
Yeah.
Well, all those...
I mean, I'll still be a Browns fan. I just won't talk to you about them ever. Can't do the stupid Janine Garofalo bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think that is an amazing story. They talk about how people can't have a second act, and to be a 50-year-old woman who came up in stand-up comedy and sketch, and to now be the quarterback of a National Football League team, to me is nothing short of amazing.
guess.
Women's Month? Anyone? Isn't that this month?
It is Women's Month.
Women's
Yes,
Month.
The whole month
That's
is
for international
Women's
women.
Month.
Not
That's for
national women.
I'm not domestic women.
Yeah.
That's international women. Okay, fine. Then we'll go overseas, and then she'll be international.
Mm-hmm. Where overseas, they're abroad.
Bill Squire at the Funny Stop this weekend, Cuyahoga Falls.
Professional comedian.
FunnyStop.com
Very professional.
for all of the details if you want them there.
That one wasn't at the tip of your tongue, Mary?
That one was not.
Okay.
No. Broad humor is not a big thing that I do.
I was reading how they picked up another one of these January 6th dopes because
Still doing that?
Yeah, some 700 people have been prosecuted, or again, they get like 30 days. They pay a fine.
but-
These people aren't going to jail, but I mean, I think a couple of them are, but they got this one dude because somebody took a photo of him, and again, it sounds like he's trying to do something nice. Somebody took a photo of this guy. He was at a fundraiser for turtles.
Oh.
So, doesn't really care about people all that much. Turtles, and that's really for a lot of people who are way into animals and give a fat frog's ass about people because they've been so irretrievably hurt by their fellow man, they seek solace in the animal kingdom. And maybe that's what happened to this guy. 54-year-old Ralph Celentano III. That's got to embarrass the previous two Ralph Celentanos of Queens. He was another one of these guys who tackled a cop, tried to beat him up because, back the blue. And threw a cop onto the terrace. The cop, who was a veteran of the Iraq War, told investigators later on, "I didn't survive a war to go out like this." Yeah, no joke. So anyway, they had photos of this guy, but nobody could really nail it down until he went to a fundraiser for the Jenny Albert Sea Turtle Foundation, or JESTF, in his neighborhood. And somebody who was with that group recognized him and told the cops that he was the guy from the photos and the videos from the Capitol on January 6th.
Are there a lot of blind turtles?
What?
What?
Where is it going?
Are there what?
Like, we're talking about the sea turtles, but why?
I hate you. This is when I say that I hate you.
Bill, you're making her happy to be gone the next 2 days, and that's... they asked the guy for comment.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
And that was all he had to say. So I don't know if maybe he's got something else going on there.
Oh, I love that clip.
But he has got a whole spate of charges against him now, and he's looking at pretty hefty fines.
I like turtles.
He's one of more than 775 people arrested as part of the January 6th insurrection.
Those are rookie numbers, though. We got to bump those numbers up.
Bump them up, rookie
Yeah.
numbers.
I would like it to get to 1776. I think that'd be fitting. And we're only at 700, so let's keep going.
1776!
He'd probably like it too.
I'm sure they'd think it's some sort of sign.
1776!
Also,
Well, they do have an amazing way of attaching meaning to things.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's no inherent meaning.
the way people jump through hoops,
Jumps
Bro,
through
go to
hoops.
bed.
hoops.
What are you doing over there? Sea turtles, hoops.
Sea
I
turtles
like
is very
turtles.
deliberate.
I like
Some people can
turtles.
see.
I understand. I get it.
There was a guy talking to the people at one of these freedom convoys, trucker convoy. And he got hold of this woman who really was laying out all of the codes.
This is what, yeah.
Have you seen this?
I have seen this. I know where this is going.
It's fantastic. Some lady's got a Q pin, and of course she's just head to toe in red, white, and blue because she
Merkin.
loves America. And she, obviously this trucker convoy, people go, well, what are they complaining about? Everything. She's made a lot of connections here that you and I would never have found.
Well, because we're sheep.
Sheeple, Bill. Mm-hmm. And so she's...
Can the sheeple just be implied? Do we have to say that we're all the way sheeple? Can't we just say we're sheep?
No, because as a collective, we're sheeple.
Right, but I mean, it's still
You're
the same
a
implication.
Sherson.
A Sherson? There's a Sheeple or a Sherson?
Right?
So she explains how all of these things are connected. Now, full disclosure, I don't know that they're not all connected. Of course, she sounds like a crazy person.
Well, everything's connected.
Is it?
I mean,
According to her.
I'm ready for this.
When it came out, it was Corona, right? Corona. Corona is 6 letters. When you use gematria and you say A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and you put Corona lined out at 66. So that's 666. But we found
I
that
hope you're taking notes.
I follow.
I memorized it already.
So they're saying the right-wing crazies found it out, so they changed it to COVID-19.
I like that. See, they changed it because they found the right-wing crazies found it all out. Is her?
Yeah, we got to switch it up.
There you go.
But we still got to make sure we use a code. We'd probably get away with this more if we just didn't use codes and embed them into everything that we do. But we have to put a code in everything we do so someone can figure it out.
Everyone's the hero of their own story, right?
B is 2, C is 3, and you put Corona lined out at 66. So that's 666.
By the way, and I hate to keep interrupting, but would they be so dumb as to make A is 1, B is 2, C is 3?
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But a code can be
What
anything.
she called it?
It could be
Yeah, they're not using like a real...
gematria.
Yeah, gematria. It's they're not using a crazy cipher here. They want people to figure
Yeah,
it
but you
out.
know what? Gematria is a great word too because that also goes back to. Gematria is traditionally just alphanumeric codes, but it
I thought
basically
it was a Halle Berry movie.
that's swordfish. Listen,
Gothica was
huh?
Gothica is what I was going for.
Gothica. She's a mental patient. But it goes back to Jewish numerology. So that's just another, because everything's a Jewish plot. I'm sure that's what she meant by that too.
But we found that out. So they're saying the right-wing crazies found it out, so they changed it to COVID-19, which is C. What is this? C, right?
To see, yeah.
Ovid. Look it up. Ovid means sheep.
In what language?
19, military code for surrender. C, sheep, surrender. That's no joke.
Wow, that is actually the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, listen, she figured it out. See, sheep surrender. What if it meant Ovid, the Roman poet, and not Ovid for what language is Ovid?
I don't know.
Sheep? Yeah. But she figured it all out, and of course,
I feel like the Council on Sheep needs to step up and be like, hey, they do it for their safety. That's why they're all hanging out together.
Yeah.
Can we stop making sheep seem like they're the worst animal? They're just out here trying to give us wool.
Then websites that do fact checking, they go, COVID-19 does not mean see a sheep surrender. They have to have their
Ovis is what she's thinking of anyway.
Ovis, okay? But it's not COVID-19.
No. Well, I mean, sometimes you have to read between the lines. And then make up things.
Close enough.
I see.
You know how facts work. Close enough.
Well, not always. She might, Bill's the one that took Latin. I would defer to him.
Yeah,
And I would defer to Mary on anything involving numbers.
As you should.
So I'm the dumbest person here when it comes to this stuff.
And I took Latin. I did not pass Latin.
I guess that's an important distinction to make.
Yeah.
Took it.
I was in the class and not learning it.
Love numbers bordering on gambling addiction. So
Maybe so.
maybe we aren't the people that need to be trusted for this.
The number 19 was considered unlucky for ancient Babylonians. Although in Islamic numerology, the number would be considered an important name for God. I'm going to assume she wasn't going through her Islamic numerology. What about the Dark Tower? What if you're just a Stephen King fan? 19 is all over those books.
So you're a gambling addict, huh?
No. My question is, what if one of these people's right?
That'd be great.
It'd be fantastic. They would finally have something that explains something.
I like explanations. So when we find things out and it's true, that's what I like.
Get the info out there.
The field goal post, that's when it's annoying.
It doesn't worry you that one of these people's right, and now you have to listen to all of them?
Worry me? No.
Then you
have to listen to the one that was right.
But, okay, but you never know which one of them is going to be right. Because they all sound like that.
You're talking about
none.
You're talking about. Oh, you don't mean if someone was proven right. You mean what if one of these
this lady
is right? Oh,
is correct. Is what I'm saying.
But she doesn't even have like an explanation of why they're doing.
Because they want to see the sheeple surrender.
She's got photos.
Surrender to what?
She's got a decoupage masking taped to the door of her LeBaron convertible.
That's what. But
she's dressed up like Uncle Sam.
I don't know, man.
Aunt Sam.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, man, one of these kooks is going to be right, and then now I'm going to have to question my own reality.
Let me make you feel better. No, they won't.
Okay.
Not a one. But I like the way she went through it. Because you get to work backwards. Mm-hmm. And with the ability
and you can play fast and loose.
You just put
with
something
language
Google.
And numbers.
You don't have to go. Listen, back in the day, conspiracy theorists had to do some work. They were hanging out in the stacks. They had to go to the library. They were on LexisNexis. Now you just put some crap into Google, and there's all kinds of crazy people like you on the internet already. And then, so you find their page. They go, oh, there it is. I mean,
are there
you're not digging up ancient texts from the bowels of a. What?
Are there people that are like the creators where they're like, I came up, like, that was my conspiracy theory? Like, we have the birds aren't real guy, and he's out there and he's doing a parody. Mm-hmm. But then are there other people like.
The Flat Earth guys?
They're seeing it, but like, is there a guy that's like, yeah, I got that one going? And like, they're excited. They know it's not real, but they like to see.
No, those people all think it's real.
They can put out there. I think there's some people that just like to stoke the fires. They're trolls, and they like to see how they can get people fired up.
I have a bit right now.
Because there's nothing to lose.
I have a bit about...
There's a lot to gain, too, because those people love merch.
It's about, I say how I don't know what my goals are in therapy. I just don't want to end up like one of those guys who goes live on Facebook while 3 people watch. And I'm essentially doing what she's doing. I'm going through this thing about COVID and how it was actually invented by Band-Aid companies and yada, yada, yada. And it took one...
Band-Aid companies.
It's a very funny bit.
Band-Aid is a name brand, by the way.
Well, here's what it is. It took one guy coming up to me after a show to be like, kind of like what you were saying, for me to be like, I need to stop doing this joke, because I was like, and that's something I say now on stage where I'm like, I'm not afraid of getting canceled. I'm afraid of accidentally becoming the leader of a cult where people are going to be like, hey man, that thing you said, I looked into it. I'm like, no, I made all that up. And it's like,
you should have a pre-printed pamphlet. So if somebody comes up to you, you go, spread the word.
Shh, just hand it out.
Let me see over here.
Hey.
He's handed to him.
You don't know where you got this, but you know that it's the truth.
You don't know who I am. You've never seen me before.
But I think, to what you're saying, Bill, that maybe some things start on accident, where people are just kind of dicking around and throwing around ideas, and then someone takes them too seriously.
I think there's people that are starting stuff because they know people will grasp onto it, and they just want to watch the world burn.
I think there are people who I think the people you're talking about are people that I would assume would have some area of expertise. If you've got a guy who's talking about, look, I worked at Area 51 for a long, long time. It's not what you think it is. Poundcake's talked about this guy before, who's kind of widely regarded as a quack. But at least it's a guy who has an area of expertise in something.
Right.
Not these people who I did my research on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's not,
Yeah.
Poundcake, would you like to defend your point there? He has taken the fifth.
Alan, isn't Birds Aren't Real a parody? Oh boy,
that's great. Is that a professional comedian?
Parody. Yeah. Listen, I've got to take a break. Poundcake's going to be in here shortly for the Poundcake Sports Break, as that's on the way. After the break, I will have the Bill Burr tickets for you. He's doing April 23rd. It's a Saturday night at the Romo Fijo on the Bill Burr Slight Return Tour. So those are on the way. 35192 on a text for anything else, and we'll be back.